Welcome to the Now, I'm Ashley Jenkins. In a rash of tech executives to have their Twitter accounts compromised, PlayStation boss Shuhei Yoshida unfortunately has now been added to that list, which, why? He's like the cutest gaming executive ever of all time. Have you read his tweets? They're just so sweet. How could you do that to him of all people? His Twitter account got a little bit weird yesterday thanks to a hack by OurMine, the same group that claimed responsibility for the Pokémon Go outage that took place over the weekend. You know, it's the one that nobody noticed because the game's always down anyway. We all just figured another region launched. The group said they wouldn't restore Yoshida's tweets back to him until he contacted them directly, but in the meantime, they were tweeting out really cheeky and smart things like hashtag Xbox Forever. That'll show him. OurMine has also targeted other head honchos in the tech industry. They recently attacked the Twitter accounts for Mark Zuckerberg, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Yoshida's tweets have since gone back to normal. He is the Sony Worldwide Studios boss we all know and love, and he apologized for the takeover, even though he really shouldn't have to. Yoshida, you don't apologize for anything. We love you the way you are. Nobody in the real world has any idea what the Nintendo NX is going to be, except apparently Ubisoft does, and they love it. In a recent earnings call for the company, CEO Yves Guillemot sang the NX's praises, sounding incredibly optimistic about what it brings to the table. Guillemot said, "On the NX, what we have seen is really great. We think having a new machine coming is going to help the industry continue to grow and take a lot more casual players back to the industry. More focus on casual gameplay, that's just what all those Nintendo fans have been waiting to hear." No, they have not been waiting for that. All the people, no, they haven't. They just don't worry more about it. With only 8 months left until the system comes out, time is running down for Nintendo to reveal what exactly their console is. Although with all the hype around Pokemon Go, they're probably content to sit back and wait a little bit longer than just enjoy their double value company all of a sudden. Is Uncharted 4 in the middle of another case of stolen art assets? Not exactly. It's a little bit different this time. The internet's poking a little bit of fun at the recently revealed box art for Rise of the Tomb Raider, which bears more than a striking resemblance to the box art for the Nathan Drake collection. We get it, Laura. You really like him, but just because you date someone doesn't mean you have to start dressing like them and being friends with all their friends. You be you. Although Laura did come first, so who's copying who here? Anyway, it gets confusing if you think about it too hard. Either way, Uncharted boss Neil Druckmann joined in on the fun, tweeting the two images and making a reference to Melania Trump. The internet, always on top of that salt, was quick to remind Druckmann of the time that their game totally stole an image from Assassin's Creed on accident. So, sick burn, internet. It's always fun. Are we right on the verge of a future filled with peace and harmony between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 gamers? You would think so if you're seeing those hashtag Xbox Forever tweets. But it's different for this. Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League, insist that we are, but the ball is now in Sony's court. Yesterday, Vice President Jeremy Dunham told IGN that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players could literally start facing off within hours of Sony's approval. He said, "All we need is the go-ahead on the Sony side, and we can, in less than a business day, turn it on and have it up and working no problem. It'd literally take a few hours to propagate throughout the whole world, so really we're just waiting on the permission to do so." As to whether or not Sony will agree, that part's still up in the air. However, Dunham said Sony has been working with them when they ask for updates, and he's confident that they're going to say yes. It's just a matter of time. Gotta wear them down. With all the insane amount of success that we've seen from Pokemon Go in just a short couple of weeks, it was only a matter of time before Hollywood tried to capitalize on that fact. Because they didn't realize Pokemon was big before? I guess. I don't know, it's been like you had 20 years, but glad you nailed this one in 2 weeks. The rights to a live-action Pokemon film have already been caught by none other than Legendary Entertainment, the same outfit behind the recent Warcraft movie. For those wondering how they plan to condense that gotta catch 'em all feeling down into just a couple of hours, they're not even gonna bother. That's because the new Pokemon live-action movie is gonna focus on Detective Pikachu. Yes. You heard that right, Detective Pikachu. So rather than being a movie about the act of catching Pokemon, which is what we're all really hyped about as we play Pokemon Go, it will instead be a movie set in the world of Pokemon. Detective Pikachu isn't slated to begin production until 2017, so it'll be out well after everyone's already forgotten Pokemon Go. Don't worry, we'll be on to Sun Bright and Moon Dark, and then it'll be fine, I'm sure. Are the movie-going audiences finally fed up with Hollywood's recent love for splitting finales in half? I certainly hope so. It may be the case if recent box office trends are any indication. After Lionsgate saw a huge slump in the split two-part finale for Hunger Games, each one opened well below expectations and far below Catching Fire, the trend seems to be repeating itself with the Divergent series. Just like the Hunger Games, the final chapter of the slightly peckish games was meant to be split into two chapters, Allegiant, which is released this year, and Ascendant, which is due out next summer. However, new reports slate that after Allegiant totally bombed at the box office this spring, Ascendant won't even be coming to theaters at all. Instead, Lionsgate plans to release the finale of their formerly multi-million-dollar franchise as a made-for-TV movie. That's quite the fall from grace. If you're hopeful that Lionsgate's learned its lesson about spinning things out and grabbing for easy cash, unfortunately that's not the case because they've also decided to use the made-for-TV movie as a springboard for a new Divergent TV series. They've been listening to George R. R. Martin, except backwards. Was famous Renaissance artist Rembrandt nothing more than an elaborate tracer? That sounds really mean, but that's what one British paper is asserting. The paper, published in the Journal of Optical Physics, claims that Rembrandt may have used optical technology to create his renowned self-portraits rather than drawing by hand. This has been a growing debate in the art community as of late, where a number of Renaissance artists are believed to have been using lenses, light, and mirrors to project images onto a canvas, which they then traced over. The author of the paper says of Rembrandt, the evidence suggests Rembrandt used lenses. The similarity of his images to projections in their lighting and soft focus, along with the use of lens technology by his peers and fellow artists, and the contemporary literature on the subject all support this. This is just another voice in the ongoing conversation asking if art is aided by technology. Is it still art? And to those, I'd say look no further than memes, because that's high art right there. That's the language of a new generation. What do you guys think of all the stories covered in today's roundup? Let us know in the comments, and for more news from every corner of the internet, like this video and subscribe to The Know. I did it. It was a rough start, but then I got going. Yeah. Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins. In a rash of Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins. In a rash of I'll never get through it. It's the first sentence.